Hello, welcome back to our lab for our CSCI 352. And for today's, we'll cover our last lab. Okay, if for the next lecture, because it will be next week, will be our last week. And for the lab, you don't have to submit it. And also because we just like finished the submission assignment, so I already opened a new assignment. So it will be the our previous week lab. Okay, so you can submit it, finish all the guideline and submit it. Okay, and I already make available and open. Okay, and just let you know earlier, and I don't want to make you like too busy. Okay, so I just let you know this one will be the last one and try to submit it before the deadline. Okay, because I can already extend the deadline for the last one. So if you remember the last lecture, we talk about the mobile devices, right? Oh, mobile devices in the lecture part. So I try to cover the iPhone, okay, the iOS system. And for this time, what we investigate will be the Android system. So the Android system will mainly focus on the Pixel 3 image. So if you know the Google phone, so they're using the Pixel. Okay, so this one will be the Pixel image. So we will look into it. And in the beginning, I will talk about like we'll go through some basic file system structure and then know what's the apps and package, and we will study about it. And for the rest of the part, you can follow all the guidelines, and then it's the same as before. Make the screenshot and then see the output. Pretty straightforward like for our labs. So it's like follow the app and get some observation, answer the questions, and that will be okay. Okay. So for the pixel image, it just like you need to know it's the first like wood with they created, and then they can using the team Win recovery project. Actually, if you're interested, actually nowadays in the market or like in lots of communities, different type of Android phone, you can try to install your customized ROM. Okay, so you can get the root devices and also restore the backup. And if you want to like flash the new firmware or other third-party OS is still available. So actually it's pretty fun like working on the Pixel. Okay, and this one is not the real called DD image. If you remember our previous lab, even though we're doing it on the leakage, like will be DD image. So it's a logic copy. Okay, so what's the logic copy? If you see, it's like actually for the root by the TWRT, so the Team Win recovery project. So they will celebrate this one and with the zip file. So mainly after that they will output as a not celebrate zip file. So this one we'll be working on it. So will be the Android 10. Okay. As a first step, as what you like, you can create a folder, change the folder, and then you can download the file. Okay. So as a first step, because I already install it. Okay. So I already install it and create the files. So let me create it. So I already have an existed file. So what you need to do, just check the files like as usual. We will look at the file permission and then let me see. Let me show you. Because this one I'm not working on the Linux system, so the command line is slightly not the same. But you can see I already download the file, and here's the pixel image. You can validate it, okay? And then of course you can check the hash, all this like basic information for the validation, but you don't have to follow this step, okay? But at least you need to download it. Okay, make sure you have the file and then unzip it. Okay, so once you download it, unzip the file, and you will receive unzip files, and it contains all the files and subfolders. Okay, systems, okay, folders, MNT, all right here. Okay, so just like this is the preparation for our lab. So for the rest will be our work will be the investigation. Okay, so just like prepare this part. Okay, and when we look at it, so if you list, so we have the IPS data. So here we will see the Pixel 3 is the device, and right here, they may be Apex, maybe Android, Pony Express right here. So it's the container for format introduced in the Android 10. So they usually install the full in low-level system modules, and also this format can facilitate the update for the system components. So if they are not fit into the standard Android application model, they can do it. And maybe the command initialize RC. Okay, so it's the OS boot script, so we can check, and then the mount point MNT. Okay, so for other file system resources, including the layout, color. Okay, and also the SBIN, if you remove the binary file for several important daemons. Okay, like that. Also, the Android OS like will be under the system, so exclude the Google Service. If you download the Google Pixel, because they mainly cover the Google Service, so the AOSP, so will be they put under the system folder. So here's the starting point of all our research. Okay, so it's right here, and just you need to do download this file, and also I will make it available. Okay, so in the same time, like after this lab, and I will make the submission. So if you are fast enough, you can just finish it before the deadline. Okay, and under the system, you will see the pretty similar structure right here. So you see under the system and then APS app bin. Okay, and ETX forms firmware library 64. Okay, and private app, and then user. Okay, so right here for the OS and pre-installed the Boatware app, so they often cannot uninstall, so we put under the app, and the bin will be executable binaries. Okay, and then the app firmware and the firmware and some native libraries. We have some library right here, DLL, C, C++, and some privileged app. Okay, so they are like eligible for the system permission. And for the user, okay, under user will be like all system wide or read-only files. So they're installed by the OS. So all this will save under the system. And there's a if you change the directory to data, under the data, so there's some folders similar. So mainly if we need to find something under the app, will be the APK files. Okay, so in the app and data, and then the media, so will be all the apps or some generator we save to media and data, so will be under these two folder, and also the configuration and then logs will put under the system right here. So all these subfolders we may be interested, maybe we like for forensic data, so all the installed apps, or no matter the native like or like third party, so we are interested, or some like config or log, or even the app generated data. So you see the generate data under data media. This like here's the location of the folders that we will like look into it. Okay, and under the data system, so it will contain all the configuration files. Okay, so under the systems, like the data configuration files, so will be right here. And if you list it, so all these like maybe the system state log, and also some like directory, so they are restricted by the system app only, so you can open. So if you are not root, so maybe nowadays not so many people, because they lost our system, they are no, we allow root. Long time ago, Apple, if you heard the term like jailbreak, okay, so it kind of like let you grant the root account access, and also for Android still, like you can still read it, but nowadays I guess there's not so many people doing it this way. But this is pretty fun to root to grant the root access to your device. So there's like maybe some like newer devices they put under the system, like dash underscore, and they come with the user ID. So they have different names, so you can check others if you want to. Okay, and then under it there are some files you maybe need to like look into it. Okay, for statistics, like let's app ops, so XML file, so it's a configuration file used by the app ops like service control application permission. called pre-boot. So it's a file used by the activity manager. So all those like all pre-boot like broadcast receiver included, and also your battery status. Okay, so keep the statistics of your the application installed and the gesture, so the lock screen patterns and your input method. So we will like store your IME configuration and also the log setting. So will be the SQLite. Okay, database, it will contain the lock screen settings or net policy. So will be the network policy manager service or the net stack. So this one will hold the network static services statistics. So here's some information right here. And so far we have something more. You maybe want to know maybe the package manager service. They will check all the package, like the APKs installed in the system. Okay, sometimes we have the list. Okay, and also the package XML, profile XML. So for the package, same as the list. So this one will be hold the metadata. If XML will be the metadata of install the package. And profile, so they will keep the metadata device profile, so including the SAN mode, airplane mode, all others they will be related to your setting. Okay, and then your password hash, or then the usage of stacks. Okay, so will be maybe let's say your usage history and contain all the apps component last time you used them, or under the user. So maybe if there's directory, if you support multiple user. Okay, let's say the user list in the system. Of course, like maybe the zero, maybe a device owner, primary user, or some directory. Okay, maybe some info host for like you have some other user account. So save it. Okay, so maybe some like wallpaper information. So it's safe. And we talk about the pre-installed bootware, right? Also, if you know the ROM, okay, so that one is if you refresh the OS, so it's coming. So under system app. So including the camera setting message, even the Google Play Store, so they come together. And then the privilege app, so maybe like basically grant system privilege or kernel pack app. So all these, if there's some other APK download from the Google Play Store, we store under the data app. Okay, and if you move them, those app to an SD card, long time ago there, it becomes an SD card. Then they will encrypt in the mount SD card. Okay, Android secure. Okay, so maybe that if for some like decrypted at the runtime, so they will have a decrypted copy. Okay, right here. If you need a card reader and attach a SD card to a PC and see it, then remember to find the Android secure external cache. So instead of looking for the APK, because like you only get the connection connecting name. So right here, so ASEC. So that's what you need to find. Okay, and if you have some like install the app under like data user DE, okay, package name and data user. Okay, of course, like right here, you already just like download this one. So we just look at this part. Okay, DE right here and 0 and 11. So we have to for the like maybe the symbolic link to the data and then or the DE, so will be the under user ID, so will be a newer devices. Okay, also we can have some external storage for the app, so mount SD card. Okay, so let's see if we go to mount and then when the process, so we don't really like mount, but just like basic like battery, camera. Okay, all the information like sensors. Okay, so will be right here. And then the next part you need to know is about some like Android, like working behind the Android package. So it's called APK. So it is the package file. So it's used by the Android OS. Okay, so they are saved there, and sometimes they have some like predefined specific structure, and after they will compile to the DX format. Okay, so after we change it, if you did wrote some like the Android application, you know, the application before we like using the when we're using Kotlin, okay, and the language, and before we're using Java to write. So all these like application ID, so including the like build the Gradle, so it will be come with the ID. So identity was the app and generate the data. So sometimes we're giving the application ID. It's pretty similar to iOS if you need to build the iOS app. And then if you need to identify something like identify full build this one, then we can go to the application ID like this. So it should be exactly match the Java style package name. So it will be the same. And so you never change this one for application. So this is pretty similar. So if you know how it works on Android, then also you should you will able understood like working on the iOS too. So okay, and then under the Android applications, like sometimes they have access when we build the files like resources and a source file. So the Java C compiler will try to like compile all the files, like including some class files. And go down, we have the APK contents. Okay, class DX, if you know the DX, and also with the AAPT. So getting is a Android SS package too. So in this part also showing if you know the mainframe. Okay, Android mainframe is giving the binary version of the Android mainframe like .xml, also the resources like compile resource. All these are working together. DX will be, so they will translate. Okay, so they will translate them to the JVM bytecode to the DMV bytecode. So it can put all these like class file into one text file. Then it's like so far will be the called the Android systems and everything. This all looks like. So so far, if you go to like data right here, so there's some like Comcast will be GMS app and AOSP. We talk about the AOSP calendar, contact, download if you know they come when you install it. And if you download some third-party apps, so you know like right here Snapchat, Skype, okay, Spotify, okay. So all these WhatsApp, so they are like third-party. So they're all safe right here. They will be we call the application ID. So they will be using it, the ID says a folder. So if you have a specific folder, if you want to looking for some conversation using Snapchat, then you know like com.snapchat.android. So you know, okay. And of course we have others, then you can like search for it. And what is the name of those like application for a given application? So let's say for the Twitter or like like Twitter. So you see right here the ID. So it's just like giving the name is Twitter, and for the ID will be the right here. So if you have some experience or maybe you didn't really wrote the application, so they always like ask you to give an ID. So this one you can follow the format in this way. Okay, and how can you find those names of the application automatically? Of course, you can maybe send a request to the Google Play and then face it to HTML. Okay, so you can do this like and check it. So once you find it, then you can get the ID. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward right here. And also you can go to inspect. When you inspect, if you know that we can like check the name right here, this part. And then later when you start to check, okay, looking for some content, showing the location. Also, you can use the curve right here. So this one is the website no progress method. So we passing the URL, right? So we try to get it more like about Twitter, and you can Twitter. You can pass the parameter like that's P, that's O, that's I, in no case, or only matching. Okay, so this one only show the non-empty parts of the lines that match, or the regression right here. So they will patterns they are as a regression expression, so they can match it. So right in this part, I name the Twitter name, okay, right here. So they can like slash, okay. K will be just like keep the text match so far for the match. So, and for the question mark lazy match. So here we've come explanation, I tell you how can we get all this information. And if you want to like list all the apps like under it, and so or some like package ID, so you can just like list the data. So you can actually it's one nice while with the package do something current and then echo it. So it's showing okay Chrome and then what's the name. So you can using this method to echo all the package ID and getting what's the name of it. So you can get like Google Home. Okay, so it's a Google Home Android. Okay, there's the information. So if there's something with the money transfer function, if you want to search it, so maybe like Vimo, okay, if you know, right? So maybe mention the money. If they talk about that, then we can like pass it. So you can just like follow all these steps and then as a basic structure to search it for it. Okay, so like grab it IO like money, so then you can get the function. Okay, and for the rest of this part, we were looking for the device in more detail, including the hardware, account, net address, Wi-Fi information. And that's what is your lab mainly you need to do. Okay, so try to follow it and follow the structure. We try to grab the device information, account information, net address, Wi-Fi. Pretty straightforward. And just like you can find all those like content and about like the build property, carrier config, device serial numbers, and the amount vendor, like Bluetooth, system user settings, secure XML, Wi-Fi, or data. So everything will be contained inside the folder. Okay, your in the image. Okay, so this one for the phone information when you pop out, so it will telling you some like about the build pop. So it's telling what's the existing like on every Android device. They already have it, so they could contain some like build information and other system property they contain right here. So what's the current ROM information they after they compile. Okay, so right here, or some like build information. What's the SDK? If you know the SDK, is the software development kit. So it's like what's the which version they're using, and also the device like code name, some device information, manufacturer, Google. Okay, so it will be like this. And right here there's some secure Android security bullet right here, so you can go to grab it. Okay, so to match it, okay, build version and then configure, and you can just like go to search it. And for this one, you can pass it and then put it to the website. Okay, so you can like try to match it. So they are different. This one is not the image, but it's like showing what's the build pops like they're going to match. Okay, there's some reference you can refer to. Okay, and if you want to see if there's some like SD card, okay, so you can follow, or what's the mobile carrier, so you can list it. And then also if you want to list the tables, okay, try to follow it. And just like quickly go through all the pages, because the rest of it will be kind of like since your last assignment, so I would like to let you to look into it and get all those like information. Okay, match it, and mainly all the terminal right here, so try to follow all these steps and list the information you obtain. Okay, or like what's the block, the phone number, so you go to like there's the tables. And here's like the extra things that you see like list the table. So SQLite browser, so maybe you need to install some extra things, so I will let you to do that. Okay, so you can like just like have like for extra things like how can you install it, and looking how can you looking for the database in this part. And then for the rest, of course, we are more like we talk about the mount, right? So there's the render. If you see the camera, audio devices, so we will try to looking for all these like configuration files. So we can, where can we extract? Okay, just passing. So we may be looking for them like recursively, and then maybe search for some case insensitive. So it doesn't matter like uppercase or lowercase. So we can grab it. Okay. And also what's the our Bluetooth address, okay, or some like connected Wi-Fi. Okay, so we can go to the Wi-Fi configuration store, config store, so we can know where's the service set ID, okay, identifier, asset ID. So this is where can we get it. And then we have more like other stuff. If they are like for older version or other brand, they may be put in WPA support right here config. So there may be some other names, but just letting you know. And also there's some like account information, including the ID, user ID, owners information under the data system user. So if you know the user list and then what's their name, ID, or sometimes we have the Google account data like Google Android GM right here. That's we're going to search, and then like who owns it, and also about like when the device like on the last time like log in, so you can like try to get the date of the time passing. Okay, and more you can show more information like right here, maybe the emails right here. And also we'll look at the like ID for the Gmail, so we can search it for it, maybe where's the something look like the Java's record. So for most of the app we will look like this format, right? So basically they never change. So even they have a new version, the ID always will be the same. So sometimes when they submit it, they will have a certificate. So they won't sign together. So it will be like matched with the same original APK. Okay. So if you change your ID, so they will treat it as a complete different app. So they kind of like submitting the new version. Okay. And for it's pretty good for the doing the forensic analysis, because we know like we can easily identify all those apps like in the device, so it's easy to search. And looking for the Gmail, if you know like Google Android.gm, so it will be the Gmail, and then you can search for this one. And there's a lot, so I just like quickly jump through it. And what you need to do, just follow all these steps and list all the contents and showing, okay, who's registered Gmail, because kind of pretty similar when we search for the email. If you remember the email forensics we did before, this one we're searching on our save on our phone. Okay, so we're checking for it. And also maybe that's one maybe using for scheduling jobs, then we can search it, provide the job scheduler, so we can find the jobs right here. And there's some objects, okay, telling you for the object, maybe there's like some job is a periodic, okay, repeating jobs, or sometimes come with the intervals, okay, and like between the periodic job ones, or some of the maximum execution delay, okay, or the minimum amount of time delay before the starting the job, okay. And also some devices must stay pop in or charging in order to run it, or maybe they need to check the device must be idle. That means they're not running something, then they can run the job, okay. Or they must have a network connection, okay, or they maybe without a connection to the network, or the job must be rescheduled if the device is like reboot. So we are kind of like persistent job like this. So all these information we can search for it, okay. And for some period we can convert it for the milliseconds. And here's all the basic information. So just like try to list it. Also we have possible apps like username or password, so we can like try to search it. So this one is safe in the SQLite browser, so you can use it if you have Windows, or you can just list it. And so far will be all the steps, like actually pretty straightforward and quickly go through. Like you will need to do, because this part just keep it as your assignment, just like checking if you follow the lab. So I didn't show you the steps, but just like in the first part, you need to download it. Okay, download the files and save it. Okay, so once you receive it, everything's just pretty straightforward. Okay, just like I'm going to it and using some grab the and then using some record expression, and you can have all the information. Okay, and pretty easy, straightforward, and I will make it available. So I know same. So I will open for this one, and then also the coming the previous week assignment together, like makes them available. So if you are quick enough, then you can complete it. Okay, so then you don't have to wait till last moment. Okay, so for the lab, and just like quickly went through all this content. So that's it. Thank you so much.